All-American in 2022.
And we are underway from South Bend. Loose ball picked up by the Irish in the middle of the field. We'll get a chance to see Notre Dame 6v6 first. Lynch still targeted a bit in the early going today on what is a gorgeous day in South Bend. Very uncharacteristic for March 3rd. It's like May 3rd.
This crowd's incredible.
The full house, packed house. Berm is loaded. Football team's out. Wanted to see their Irish rebound from last week's loss. That'll help. Ball gets across the goal line, though. Initially, Entenmann made the save, but Maltz had just enough English on it to get by Entenmann. Terps up early.
One of the most underrated Dodgers because he gets a short stick a lot of times because they feel they can take a pole and put it up at the midfield. Concerned with more dodging threats. But Daniel Maltz has some really good shake and change. Mold, who played at Princeton, now at Syracuse in a grad year.
We saw him pick up a ground ball off a face-off against Syracuse. They gave him a huge goal. Ball's on the ground. Big hit that time by the Irish, taking the ball away from Syracuse.
The issue when you have a guy like Chorus, he's so good at so many different things, you have to watch his mileage, right? Like, where is he most valuable for your team? Because he's a top 3 offensive midfielder.
Right.
He's a top 3 wing guy.
Oh, you're not going to stop that at all, ever. Jake Taylor puts the Irish on the board. Something we saw almost never last week, Clark, the Irish in transition.
And that's spot on, Cotter. If this becomes a 6-on-6 game like last week against Georgetown, advantage Maryland. If Notre Dame can strike in transition with guys like Devin McClain coming through the box, the grad transfer from Brown, and spot feeding Jake Taylor, if they can hit an early offense.
Over to the far side and Pat Kavanaugh. Both of these teams will set about 1 million picks today. Kavanaugh trying to get loose on one. He's going over the shoulder and he scores!
Wow. Stick around at halftime. Charlotte North might feature a thing or two about Pat Kavanaugh. The football team is here. They know 51 has a bag of tricks. And Ajax Zapatello has been a complete eraser this season. The question is, how in the world do you defend this? The answer? You don't. And quite a bit. And when you're dealing with a 6'5" guy who shoots with both hands, matchup nightmare.
Kavanaugh up top. Now he got it in his left. Gets it to Taylor instead. Tough angle, scores anyways.
This kid's incredible. 13 in white, is a natural-born goal scorer. He's losing his angle, Connor, right before he shoots. I'm like, that's not going to go. Well, it goes. Kavanaugh spins it. And what I love about Taylor is he catches and he actually rolls off of the defensive pressure to get his hands free and sneaks it on that right shoulder. That's one to watch.
Kavanaugh, look at how does he keep the possession on that play? Gets it to his brother, fires it high. Now maybe next. Nice job defensively by the Terps. Pick that ball off in midair, and we're going to go the other way. But there's that ride again. The relentless Notre Dame ride gets possession back. Now will they try to attack quickly?
Relentless. Maryland could clear the ball, 92% coming into this game, but this is a different beast when you're dealing with Notre Dame. There's the push. That's fine right there. It's hard to tell. Right. Honestly, the sell. Yeah, Notre Dame's 5 for 7, 71%, because you have everything. You have the outside shooter and Dobson, inside with Taylor, feeders with the Kavanaughs.
And you bring in Jeff Ricciardelli, who's amazing inside as well. He's just camped right on the doorstep, 0 and white. That's how you do it right there. Just get it right into 13 inside. Already the hat trick for Jake Taylor.
Because here's the issue. If you suffocate the inside with Taylor, you're dealing with Dobson. You have an extra man. You're dealing with Dobson at the top left who shoots over 100 miles an hour. So it is conflict zone. You either pinch from the top and support and help Taylor or leave Dobson open. So it's pick your poison, and that's what makes this unit complete. You have one of the best interior players in college lacrosse. Chaos.
Feed inside, just Taylor couldn't handle that one, just a little bit too high. And now here come Maryland.
He's got numbers here.
Urksa from the far wing hits the pipe. And he'll chase after it to keep possession. So now Maryland will have the benefit of the rest of this clock for the first quarter if they choose. Urksa looks like he wants to go to the tin though. Back to his right, shoots. If that went, that would have been unbelievable, losing his balance and falling backward.
Go in traffic.
Here's Molliver. Got a shorty on him now from X. He'll shoot, score! His eyes must have gotten wide open when he saw that shorty on him, Kark, and he came upfield and took that extra step to greatness.
This is a brilliant shot by Eric Molliver. Terp Nation feels it. Do you remember he had the shorty earlier and how far out he was? I said he needs to get closer to the goal, win a little bit more of the leverage game. Here's the pipe. Beautiful location. Unlucky by the sophomore Urksa. Little stutter step. Get into the body, and as he gets into the body, once he feels the pressure from Dobson kind of relieved, that's when he knows he can get that shot off.
Yeah, because of that fast break that Maryland had, Dobson recruited as a lacrosse player to Notre Dame. And the football team saw his film and said, holy cow, we could really use this guy for sure. So he's on football scholarship, but playing for the lacrosse team. It's a win-win.
Yeah, I think he could be an NFL slot receiver. I watched him play lacrosse in high school and just blown away by his speed in terms of his shiftiness, and he plays lacrosse like a slot receiver, just his in and outs and the way that he manipulates a defense. He's got a younger brother down in Florida too, who's kind of a carbon copy of him on the lacrosse field. They're gonna be lining up to get that kid.
Face on, getting rid of it to Pat Kavanaugh. Uses a pick, got a step, now rolls back. Good look inside, scores! Oh, the creativity from 51 is coming out in every facet today.
He shattered every single assist record at Notre Dame. In a season, in a career, Pat Kavanaugh has X-ray vision and a feel for where the openings in the offense are and finding teammates. If it's not Jake Taylor, another inside presence this year, the leading point scorer from the midfield has been the grad transfer Devin McClain. Understands how to find openings, how to finish the rock, one of the better inside shooters on. You know, last week I thought Eric Spanos against Princeton was fantastic, 7 in red. He's got about 5 inches on Will Donovan, who's a really legit long stick midfielder, but I think Spanos, with his attack background, should go against a shorty or a pole.
Syracuse, a good look in front, and Maryland gets one back, and it's chorus. The officials talk about it on the crease. It's good. There's your Swiss Army knife right on the crease, Cart.
Yep. You can play him anywhere. The biggest question is, where do you want to log his minutes? Because he's one of your better players anytime he's on the field. Ryan Syracuse, who's waited his time in College Park to be a regular offensively, is having a terrific senior year. And that ball crosses the goal line. It appeared.
The way the game used to be played. See, they're giving that Dobson that right hand. They're giving him just a little bit, shading him obviously to the left. Face on shoots. That looked like it got a piece of the pipe. McNaney may have also gotten a piece of it as it flies way out of bounds, but Kavanaugh wins the race.
See, when you have face on too, he has a pull right now on him, but then you have a short stick matched up against Dobson. So when you have 2 dodging threats like there, you only have 4 pulls out there on the field. You're shorting Dobson right now.
Zap comes around the pick. Back up top to face on.
Yeah, you got to demand the ball here if you're Dobson.
Dobson gets that right hand free. Now he wants to come back to his left, gets a pass away, and McClain again. Point blank range, buries it past McNaney.
Suddenly, Jordan Faison has a direct impact on this play. How often do you see a short stick on Eric Dobson, a first-team All-American? And he goes to the rack, and Maryland knows they have to support this matchup. So you see they're cheating off of the inside and Taylor, and then the back cut by McLean. You talk about lacrosse IQ. Sending the cut behind Jake Taylor.
Chris Kavanaugh, full head of steam. Gets it back to Taylor. Taylor on the shorty. It's the outside of the cage. Hard time getting rid of it though. Chris Kavanaugh in front, and he scores. Well, maybe that gets 5-0 going. A typical Kavanaugh goal. Junk it up, cause the turnover deep in Maryland's own zone, and 5-0 does the rest.
John Tillman is one of the best coaches the game of lacrosse has seen. He implemented a ton of simulated type plays against Notre Dame, putting an extra player in the ride against his clearing team in practice this week. The issue is you cannot simulate the game speed and the ferocity of the Kavanaughs and this Notre Dame riding unit.
The RPI of your entire conference, which you have to do before conference play. But we'll talk more about that in the second half. Beautiful job by Zapatello getting it away from Pat Kavanaugh.
Do you see the patience on the check too? Like, he didn't overextend and reach. He just waited for Kavanaugh to kind of drop his stick, and the timing, perfection.
Oliver scores 2 on fast break. They just out Notre Dame on that play.
You have an eraser. Bona fide star at the defensive end, wearing the legendary number 1 for Maryland. That's Ajax Zapatello. Could win the Schmeisser Award, nation's top defender. The trail check right there behind Pat Kavanaugh creates unsettled situations in Oliver. How about him? He's got 2 goals here. Both
still out there for Maryland. We'll check out here as he gets it to Spanos. Maryland looking for a little momentum here in the latter part of the second quarter. Course inside. It's Maltz now back up top to Spanos. Syracuse on the far side. Spins back to his right. Here's Molliver. 2 goals today, as we just saw, playing with a lot of confidence. Spanos on the shorty. Try to go back to his right. Still plenty of time to shoot for Maryland. Urksa thought about behind the back there. Instead, he got it back to Syracuse. Spanos nowhere to go with it. Good defense by Notre Dame on this possession. Syracuse shoots, scores! Looked like Entman might have been screened on that play, Kark. I don't know if he got a good look at it.
Look how compact this Notre Dame defense is. And kudos to Maryland for being so patient offensively. You know, I thought maybe Spanos, 7 in red, was going to attack that short stick and maybe continue with that dodge, but he has the awareness to spin it with Syracuse. And Notre Dame defensively is not pressed out enough. This is way too much of a cushion. He's shooting this without pressure from about 10. If
Jackson Canfield. A little confusion off the pick, and McNaney picks that one right off the turf.
Yeah, those are the clean saves I'm talking about. Like, no rebound.
Urksa. Nice pick that time by Napolitano. I've seen some really good defensive plays in the passing zones. Trying to work on Bergmaster. Help comes. Gets it up top to Urksa. Got a shorty on him now. Spins to the middle of the field. Spanos tried the Jump shot, but it's dislodged before he can get the shot off.
There's Marco again. That is two incredible plays by 30 and White.
Ramsey. I thought he had a shot. Now he gets it back to his right. Oh, good look, but couldn't quite get it to Taylor. Instead, it's Kavanaugh.
What a save.
Unbelievable. At first, McNaney couldn't find it. Then he found it. It is at the door.
Fake. Taylor originally open. Pass doesn't get there. Pat Kavanaugh, smart, gets inside the defender, fakes while he's in the air. Look at that inside move there, shielding himself from the defensive pressure. That save's ridiculous. You gotta be kidding me.
That is absolutely ridiculous with his cross.
The nutty
side.
But he could also open up his passing game. You saw him with an assist to McLean. They're gonna slide early to him when he has a shorty.
Kavanaugh up top. Tries to get to the middle of the field, but Zapp's all over him. They're quick to go on the double team with Kavanaugh, that's for sure. Now
yeah,
here
I
we
wouldn't go that quick when you have Zapp.
Dobson. He's got the ball on his left against the shorty. Now face on, takes that extra step, but can't get a good angle. Still 15 to shoot. That is a tough shot right there, and the flag comes out. McLean.
2022, one of the leaders in goals per game nationally for Brown because of his awareness and ability to smell the back of the net and take a hit by Schaller right there. That was just so they got the right call there.
There's Richard Delly, 0 man-up specialist for the Irish. He'll camp out right there on the doorstep.
Pick your poison if you're Maryland. Is it inside or outside that you're going to defend more?
Kavanaugh now to the far side to his brother Chris. Threatens a shot, gets it over to Dobson. Can't handle it initially, but tracks it down. 25 seconds left in this first half. Boy, that is just a thing of beauty, isn't it? 13 inside.
Sense and a confidence if you're Pat Kavanaugh that he's never really covered. He just flashes the stick in front of his face, across his body, anticipating where to catch the ball away from the pressure. If he catches that
at the end of that first half, so that bodes well for Weirman and company as we start the second half with the ball scooting all the way inside the restraining box.
Offensively, I think Braden Erks has got to go to the rack.
Here he is. Pushed wide, then he loses his footing, gets it back. Maryland got a fresh 60 after that inadvertent whistle. So just to clean that up.
And I like him in space. He's got a shorty now.
Shoots. Entenmann makes the save. Canfield and Kavanaugh. Once again, physical play. Almost forces the turnover, but McLean goes up the ladder. Inside, behind the back, and face-on buries it. The football team goes wild on the burn.
I thought they were going to bail at
third quarter for Entenmann. Face-on, he's feeling it. Shoots, scores on the run. But the usher can't even control the football team over on the berm.
It's been a heavyweight battle between the nation's two best goalies. Punch for punch. First it was Entenmann. McNaney, the national champ MVP in 2022 when the Terps took the title. He wasn't having it. It was Entenmann again, an absolute brick wall to a star in two sports in South Bend. Remember the name, Jordan. You scratch your head, you say you have to pull this football player who's a freshman who's playing lacrosse. But if you really dissect his skill set and how good he is, it makes sense.
Maryland's got to get 10 and red going. Erksa, it's been a goose egg for him so far today. Chorus, he scores easily. Just weaved his way through the defense, and Entenmann had no shot at that one. Maryland had to have that.
You're watching Liam Entenmann take this game over, and like a perfect shot has to be landed to hit the back of the net. Jack Corus takes his time, locates the net in the body location, and how low Entenmann gets. You saw him bending, right? His right knee was on the turf. In Corus group, and what Eamon's doing at City Lax, the work is never done.
Work obviously not done here for either one of these teams, but it's a much better position for Notre Dame to be in right now with a 5-goal lead heading to the fourth.
You know, you look at the Kavanaughs and their production, not their typical point explosion. Obviously heightened awareness in terms of the scouting report and forcing offense from different areas if you're Maryland. And that's been the midfield with Jordan Faison and Devin McClain. How about Faison and Eric Dobson, both Floridians we talk about growing. Everyone's all nervous, ACC fans, in terms of what happened the last week. I've said there's some meat on the bone still. Out of conference tilts, and that's one that kind of headlines it if you're the ACC.
Chris trying to get under his defender. He does it, scoops it in. They're going to wave it off, though. They're going to say he stepped in the crease before he got rid of that shot.
I will say right off the bat, the goal mouth is not in play here, right? Because he lands, I don't know if this is the right call. The goal mouth's not. The Kavanaughs love to throw their bodies around. They love to go airborne. But I'll tell you one thing. They never want to be robbed the G. Coach Corrigan throws the challenge flag. We will see.
What was initially called in the crease, a crease violation against Chris Kavanaugh. That foot is not in the crease. He's airborne. That's a goal. Now he lands in the crease, but not in the goal mouth.
But I heard the ref kind of in and out with his microphone mention interference. Whether there was some type of interference away from the play. I mean, he's not in the crease, Cotter, and he doesn't land in the goal mouth. So in terms of just that sheer play.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
That's
You're
a goal.
Right. There must be something off ball, I guess.
But I did hear the ref say the word interference, but we didn't get it cleanly.
And clearly, Coach Corrigan hasn't gotten it cleanly enough, as he is.
Goalie and you hit his stick and it's a no goal. I don't know.
Spanos and Maryland looking to take advantage. They get one back here.
He's their best shooter, Eric Spanos. Shooting 58% after a career day last week against Princeton. He's a chameleon in the offense. He was an attackman in high school, but you can put him anywhere on the offensive set. A natural righty on the top left, goes to his strength, away from the defensive pressure.
Got it back to Maltz. Here's Molliver on the far side. Going against a shorty. Ramsey doing a nice job getting physical with him.
Yeah, that's good defense. That is good hunkering down.
Okay, found Spanos in front, though. Camped right on the doorstep. Really good look from Molliver. That's 2 in a row for Maryland.
Eric Molliver was trained by the great late John Zilberti, National Attackman of the Year for Syracuse in 1989. Zilberti lived in Georgia, took the young buck under his wings and taught him the game. One of those aspects, patience. He manipulates the defense right now. He's on a short stick, so he knows the eyes and the pressure will be all towards him to support that matchup. He doesn't beat Ramsey, but he does enough to draw the defense to him. And the eyes.
Dobson on the move. Back up top, face on the extra pass to Chris Kavanaugh. Faked the shot once and then scores! Piped it in for number 2 on the day.
Lefty goalie, right pipe. That's what you heard. You have to be almost perfect hitting these shots against these goaltenders. Kavanaugh stings that one on McNaney, who has no shot here. You think he's running out of angle, but he kind of slows down his speed there so he doesn't lose any more of an angle.
And you could hear it hit him in the neck. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, he soaks this one.
I'm trying to see if it got through to McNaney. Oh, it stayed in his jersey, yeah. Hit him in the neck and he kept it in his jersey.
He's got to have traps like you to get the ball caught there, right?
I would just soak that up.
Yeah.
Inside. Chorus just too high. Tried to just one-time it.
He had Entenmann because Entenmann was going from one pipe to the other and out of position.
You can hear the groans from the Maryland fans here. They knew that was a great opportunity. Still got possession, though, and time to shoot. Urksa on the shorty. Help comes. Now he rolls back to his left. Nothing doing. Oliver scores. Hat trick from Oliver. Keeping the Terps in it. And when you've got Luke Weirman, you're always in it. Lynch has been up to the task today. Weirman's going to have to be dominant with every face-off he takes the rest of the way.
I think Molliver's been great today. He's got the 3 goals. He has the assist in the 4th quarter. This is a kid who's coming off a missed season in 2023 when he tore his knee up. It's just a length.
And then
everyone's like, I thought it was your hamstring. You had one hamstring. They reattached it, right, with like that apparatus.
Rubber band.
Yeah.
And then Chris's face was a crimson mask, looked like a professional wrestler. Dobson, I thought he might unleash it there. Wants to step into one. Yeah. Inside. Richard Daly scores. Patented move by Zero and White.
We talk about Jake Taylor, the telestration of the twister and the inside finish and manipulating the defense and a goalie with the inability to track a shot. Watch how he catches this ball and how he finishes it. This is about as high level of an inside finish as you will find. Look at that, catches it, kind of handcuffed, right? They jam it inside, so he's handcuffed, he still catches it, but he has the wherewithal then to bring the stick across his body so his angle beats Princeton
today. Army got a battle from Lafayette as well, and they were able to get the win. How about the job Coach Albarisi has done with Army?
Yeah, and Pat Myers at Lafayette, who's turned that program around to be able to compete against top 5 teams.
Face on, will he get an extra? He will in the open net. What a day for Jordan Faison. His football teammates came out. They've been big supporters of this lacrosse team over the last couple of years, and they got a treat today. 14 and White, their teammate in the fall, with a huge game, his 2nd hat trick, and the Irish on their way to the dub.
First midfielder since the year 2000 to score 3 goals in his debut. He did that against Cleveland State. Well, he matches that today against a top 5 team in the country. While his fall mates are watching him dominate, why would you leave at half when it's one of the nicest days you will see?
In South Bend, Indiana, and the sun is shining on the Irish today. Horn sounds to finish it off. The Irish bounce back from their first loss of the season last week here at home to knock off the number 3 team in the country, the previously unbeaten Maryland Terrapins.
This was the answer to the question, would the defending national champs respond? Will they play with urgency? They were flat a week ago against Georgetown. They were punched in